Mhm.
So a very good evening. This is the Woman Agenda channel and podcast. So we are available. This is Raju, yes, here with Anne Estipona. Have I said that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And yes, so just to let everyone know that the Woman Agenda is available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all good where every single podcast can be found. So it's available everywhere now. So you can download this as well, the audio version, and it will be uploaded on there. So you will be able to download this, and obviously on the YouTube channel. So we were meaning to do this interview for a while, and obviously so glad it's finally happened.
Yeah.
And on there, so how we been?
I'm doing good. Yeah. And thank you for asking.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
On there, so I mean, I've seen a little bit. Obviously, I didn't obviously view any links or anything, but obviously, I've seen a little bit of your profile.
Mhm.
You're obviously a music artist,
Yeah.
and obviously you've written a lot of music, and I've seen something on YouTube as well where you've
Yeah.
released the music on YouTube and stuff. And so you've been in music since about, was it 14 years old?
Yeah, about 14, about on my during my preteens as well. I've
Wow,
been starting writing during that time,
that's
and
very
it has been very innate in me also because our family is musically inclined.
Wow, that's very impressive. I mean, 14. I mean, when you think of 14, it's very, very early age, and not
Mhm.
many people are even thinking of what they want to be. They're like, I want to get into this, then I want to get into that. And it's like
Yeah.
10 different things they want to get into.
Yeah.
And then they're not decided till they probably reached the age where they get into college, or they
Mm.
start in college. So
Yeah.
14 is a very, very young age. So you already
Mhm.
knew that you were into music. So is
Yeah.
this something which other people, family, you said they were into music as well?
Yeah, they are. Actually, we are a family of singers. My brother is a singer, a professional singer, and also my sister, she also composes and she also sings as well. So
Wow.
I also do the songwriting during that time because I just happened to love Taylor Swift. So
Yeah,
I wanted to replicate her songs, and so I did my own version of the my experiences, and so it came to that.
absolutely. And what a great role model to have as well, because she's very, very impressive, and
Yeah, she
you've seen what
is.
she's a great role model. I mean, I wouldn't say because I don't like to categorize people, and okay, it's a woman, so she's a female artist. They're all artists at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
So you don't say, I don't think you say she's a female artist or he's a male artist, because you don't. It's above genders. It's You're an artist. You're a music
Yeah,
artist.
yeah, agreed. Yeah,
And Taylor Swift, she's a role model for both genders, I would say. And she's the way she's done her music, the way she's come across. So I absolutely,
mhm,
she would be the perfect role model, I would say, uh, for someone who wants to get into music.
yeah,
And
mhm,
that's what is interesting. And regarding your music, I've seen um, you've done some music and you've had some success on Spotify, which I've seen on your profile. You've sold a
mhm.
lot of music on there. Is this released music, or is it like unreleased at the moment? Or
Actually, it's the first single that I released was There's
okay,
Still Something Good Left. So
okay,
there's 20 plus streams on that. So I cannot say that it has many I've sold many uh music because I've just started out
yeah,
last 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
So
okay,
yeah, 2 years ago. So I've worked with that with my producer, who is Joshua Dirksen. He is also known as Prod JD. because he's a producer and he is from Canada. So I met him online in a group, in a
Yeah.
music group, and then we are starting out in a project, and so we became friends. And afterwards I asked him if he could, or if we could do music together, and so he did. He openly agreed. He openly accepted that we work together. And so right now, I've actually released my second single. It was last month, so it's entitled "Who Is the Prey." So it's about a song about domestic violence, awareness of on domestic violence,
Yeah.
and also right
Wow.
now we are working on my third single, in collaboration with another artist also.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very, very impressive. I know that. I mean, that, um, within 2 years, you're working on the third single, so that's uh, a lot of work you've done already. On the with these singles, are they like any music videos which people can find on YouTube? On
Well, right now it's just we do not focus on music videos because we are more on the craft itself. We are
okay,
experimenting more on the music and
on
the
the music.
lyrics and the messages,
Okay.
on what to the messages we disseminate to the people and to those who can resonate with the music as well.
All right, right. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So how has the response been for your latest music and on Spotify, on other music platforms?
Yeah, on the music platforms. Well, for the first one,
Yeah.
it was well received because we have marketed it well, also me and him, and it was received by many countries, and also it has helped a lot of people. Actually, there was one who have been encouraged by it because it was more of, from the title itself, it's self-explanatory. There's still something good left because if there are challenges in your life, you can still see something good in it, and you can still persevere on what you want to achieve. And for the second single, right now, I cannot say that how it was well received because it was just released last month. So we're still um,
Yeah.
waiting for how people will receive it since it's released. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So is it so the music which you've released, is it a
Mhm.
part of an album at the moment, or is it just a single at the moment?
It's a single where we are currently planning on releasing singles, and then we it
Yeah.
will be turned into an EP later on. Yeah.
Okay, and what would be, is there a title for the EP at the moment, or is it just, are you working on it?
Oh, uh, we are still working around it, and
Yeah,
I cannot say the title. There's a title already, but I cannot say it
yeah,
because um, it might not be surprising when it's released already.
yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely. I mean, definitely, if you're still working on it, then
Mm.
absolutely, you wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
mention it at the moment. So, what would be this? If I can ask, what is the name of the second single?
The second single is Who is the Prey. So it's actually a single
Yeah,
that is a self titled. It's from a manhwa. If you are familiar with that, it's a manga version of a comic version of a manga in Chinese or Korean. So Who is the Prey is about this guy who is who caged a girl because he is, I don't know, he is sick in the mind, and so he abuses this girl a lot. So he kidnaps her and then just made her prisoner, and then he is so obsessed with the girl, and the girl has a boyfriend, so the girl cannot do anything about her situation, but she continues to fight. So that's the main story. But I wanted it to relate to those who are also victims of domestic violence because it's on the rise, not just here in the Philippines, but all over the world. It I wanted it to come across to all genders, both male and female, and of course, the LGBTQ plus community because they also have issues on that. And
Definitely.
yeah, so I think it's very heavy. So that's why we actually conceptualized it. We partnered it with we had a collaborator from another country to also write the chorus in it because when I started writing there wasn't any chorus. It was just melodies and then lyrics. And then Josh incorporated some of his he did his magic on that, and he invited this guy to mix it, and of course the other artist who is in the track.
All right, okay. Wow,
Yeah.
that's very, very impressive. Absolutely. That's one thing, and that's what uh, I I've been trying to bring out on the Woman Agenda podcast about
Mhm.
uh, artists who want to bring out special stuff like this or mental health and these kind of stuff. And I was talking to someone a couple of days ago who's a book writer who was talking about mental health. So
Yeah.
these things are very important in society. Absolutely, I 100% agree with you, and it needs to come out. And if an artist or a writer can bring it out in their work, then I don't think there's anything better than that because then people will listen, more people will listen, and every little bit makes a difference. Definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh. That's true.
yeah.
That's why we are focusing more on these issues rather than just making songs out of a whim, just being out there. Because we do not want that. I do not want that to be my persona as an artist because I am not like that also. And also I am in agreement with my producer that it's better to make music that is well thought of than just releasing it out there without any thought of it, or just I just want to be famous, something like that. That is not our goal. So our goal is just to have these issues come across to people who can resonate with it, who can really um, find themselves, find or this music can heal them, and this music can also something they can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to do something which is which is going to make a difference, I don't think there's anything better than that, to be honest. Than doing it for just to make money. Absolutely, definitely
Yeah.
not. Uh, on there, and that's why I we obviously on the women agenda, we are trying to bring many people on board so we can bring these kind of messages out there which will make a difference and people will start listening and either audio or through the YouTube channel they'll be able to see it, and every percentage I believe as well makes a difference. Definitely. um, uh, Absolutely. And so you're doing that kind of stuff. Where is so your music is available? Obviously, Spotify is available
Yeah.
in Amazon Music.
In Amazon,
Yeah,
yeah, it's everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. You can just search it up, like my name, Anne Estipona, and then it'll bring you to all music platforms available out there.
Is it available online or is it available as most of the music nowadays, as you know, is more online, isn't it? Than before.
Yeah.
It used to be like the physical CD used to be
Yeah,
available
yeah. The
and stuff.
cassette tapes and
Yeah,
everything like that. Yeah, it's just online
online.
because it's easier for
Yeah.
people to download it online. So we are planning to release something physically, but I think it's not efficient it's not cost efficient right now to release something physically, especially we're still in the pandemic, and of course people are now more inclined to be on their computers and be on their smartphones or iPhones or whatever, so they can just look it up and just listen to it.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely. That is absolutely right. And yeah. Now, so you're working on the third. So do you like you work this with obviously your producer? So who is it yourself who writes all the music yourself, or do you get somebody who you tell them the ideas and then they write the music
No, I write the music and the lyrics and
yourself?
the
Wow.
what myself. And so I pitch this idea to my producer, and then we talk about the arrangement of the music. I'm sorry. The arrangement of the music, and then he will send it back to me, and when I tell him to remove this part or add something into this, we just talk it out also. And that's where our musical process endures. So we just send emails, and then of course we do sessions sometimes online, because um, yeah, that's where mostly our process goes on. It's online, and then email, and then the end product would be always when we agreed upon something, or are we compromise on something that, yeah, that we do agree upon. So that's mainly the thing that we do. A little back
Wow.
and forth, because you cannot just send a vocal that is not perfect. So sometimes it takes a lot of takes for us to, to finalize something in the end. So sometimes it takes a month, or a couple of months, or 6 months. For the first single, it took us for about a year, I believe, for us to perfect everything. And then for the second single, it took us like 6 to 8 months max for us to again um, agree on the lyrics, and then put out something in the music platforms. And then in the third one, uh, I cannot talk about it yet. So it's still the same process. So I submit to him the lyrics, and I submit to him the tune, the melody, and everything. And so he does the arrangement, and he pitches ideas to me on what is best for this for this song, because this is the mood, and if I want something to be added to it, then he'll do it on his end.
All right. Okay. Well, that's yeah, absolutely. So so you do this with your producer, and then obviously you submit it to him, and then usually he's happy with whenever you submit the lyrics to him, or does he ever say, "Okay, you need to change this"?
No, no. Actually, he changes. He tells me honestly on what he thinks about the music. That's
Yeah.
why on the second single, uh he wanted to add the chorus, because there were just verses in it, and there was never a chorus in the second single. So he said that he wanted to find the the right person to write the lyrics for the chorus. So
Right.
it after that, it was amazing that everything came together, that the there wasn't something missing in the song. So it's amazing how there is a person also who really guides you to make music, because it's sometimes when you just work alone you think that everything is fine, but a, a second ear, there should be a second ear. Like for example, when you write a book, for example, you when you write a chapter and then somebody doesn't critique it, you think it's just perfect, and then when you beta someone beta reads it, then it will come off as something that's not really readable, or not really something that is for consumption or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so when you release this music, does your music go straight onto YouTube at that time on your channel?
Uh we have had on the first single, it was released through Amuse. So it was a digital distributing platform like DistroKid. So the second single was released through DistroKid. So they have their own channels that they
Right,
release their the various artists who uses their platforms. So we release it through that, through those distributing platforms.
right, okay.
Because right now my YouTube channel is not that, it's very disorganized. So I'd rather not release it there.
It's a bit tricky with YouTube as well, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
once you, because we've launched it on the channel, and obviously to get so many hits or get thousands of likes, it's not that
Hmm.
easy to get it on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
Because
a bit tricky to figure it out with YouTube, to be honest. Uh, More than podcasts, because
uh-huh,
when I'm uploading the podcast, we get more of the people downloading it.
uh-huh.
But obviously, when you put on YouTube, to get so many people viewing it, the content and subscribing, it's a bit of a tricky thing, to be honest.
It is, yeah.
Um, it is, and it's something to master, and we're still obviously looking to master that to get him to make him more famous. So it is a bit of a thing. So you're on YouTube. Where can people find you if they want to contact you regarding your music or regarding feedback?
If they can contact me, well,
Yeah.
right now I'm off social media.
Oh,
I do
okay.
not know. Unless it's for work,
Okay.
then you cannot contact me there, because it's my that profile is only for my job.
Okay.
But for my social media, well, I have one right now. Well, I have an Instagram. That's my only account. So it's
Okay.
my artist, not my artist singer-songwriter profile, but because I also draw, so I put my illustrations there. So that's 18 Washington. So you can find me there at 18 Washington. If you wanted to send me a message, then you send it there. And
Right.
I, yeah,
All right. Okay. So, okay. So at the moment, you're not on the, like you said, you're not on the social media at the
no,
moment.
no,
No.
because social media is pretty toxic right now. I mean, it's basically it's toxic every day. So yeah, so I wanted
Yeah,
to,
I know what you mean. I mean, you do get some bad you do get some bad vibes or bad people on social media.
yeah.
So where there's a good, there's a bad in social media. Unfortunately, that's the way it is at the moment. It is toxic. I do understand what you're saying. Obviously, we have to be on there because obviously of getting people onto the podcast and that kind of stuff. But and other stuff like that. But yeah, I do understand what you're
Are
saying.
you still there?
I am, yes, yes. Hello? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah, yeah.
here. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, something to do with internet connection. I don't know.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Bandwidth. Yeah. Still, yeah. So, yeah, it is unfortunately, it's one of those things at the moment with the social media, I'm afraid, where some people are not that nice, to put it in a nice way. And whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's, these kind of places, Instagram, um, that does unfortunately does happen a lot on there. But regarding, obviously, you said this second single is about sexual abuse. He said, yeah,
Yeah.
on that. What do you think? I mean, personally, needs to be done regarding sexual abuse in the Philippines and in general? What needs to be done?
Well, I'm not the right authority to give an opinion
Yeah, I mean, in
because
your personal opinion,
yeah.
not nothing political. I mean, do you think what do you think in your opinion, uh, which will make things better than what the situation is at the moment?
Well, sexual abuse, well, right now I can say that sexual abuse shouldn't just be characterized in women. It goes for both genders. It also
Yeah,
happens to males. So because when you say sexual abuse, um when it comes to when people talk about, well, I'm not really sexist on my own gender, but it's just very common to talk about sexual abuse in women. But when it comes to men, we don't talk about it a lot. So I think there should be more of a discussion on male sexual abuse, because um, we have to um, start creating a dialogue between men who have gone through these traumas, and not
yeah,
just hide away what they have experienced. Because I've read in one article that most men, that's why uh, they prefer to be silent, because the norm or the society um, embraced, or they embraced the stereotype that they should be strong and resilient, and
yeah,
they should put up this tough look on their faces to just get by every day. And because they are men, they should be strong, which isn't supposed to be the case. So we should somehow eradicate that, and of course talk more openly about these things, because men are also human, not just women.
yeah, absolutely, definitely, absolutely. That's true. That's true. I mean, obviously, it was it was come across both genders, like you said.
Yes.
Sexual abuse and is something which does need to be addressed
Yeah,
more
it should be.
definitely across. It's not because it's not just one particular country. It's obviously it's happening everywhere. To be honest,
Yeah, should be everywhere. I think in one country there are a lot of men who are being sexually abused. I do not want to say what country this is. So
yeah,
it's just that. So, and also I also wanted to say that not also in men, but across all genders, also those in the LGBTQ plus IA community, because here in the Philippines, um, it's not being talked about. All the sexual abuses that all the that that spectrum have endured, and also all the other things that are happening to them.
okay, that's fine. I think they've just Zoomans advised me that the meeting will end in about 10 minutes, but that's fine. I think we have covered a lot which we wanted to cover on the Woman Agenda podcast. So we covered most of it, I think, and people have realized uh, what the situation is, and to express it either in writing, in a book, or in music. I think that's a great way to send the message out, because more people will look at that. I would definitely say on that. So obviously, so at the moment, like you said, on the social media at the moment, but obviously, uh, regarding the first single, what kind of feedback did you get regarding the first single, the first music when you released it? What kind of feedback did you get from people? And what about your family members?
With the first single, most of the feedback I got was it was a praise song. It's more of a praise song than a song that just resonates with them. It's more of a praise song. Well, um, half of it is true because when I was experiencing something, it's I was talking to myself and talking to God as well during that time. Um, no offense to those who are non-religious, but yeah. So that's most of the feedback I got from that song. So it's
Yeah,
more of a praise song also,
yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, absolutely fantastic.
or
So
worship song. Yeah,
worship song, and the first single can be is it still available on Spotify and
yeah.
everywhere else?
It's still there.
Is
There's
it still
still
there?
some. It's still there. Still of It's still there in all music platforms. There's still something good left. So it's yeah, you can listen to it if you are tired during the day or at the end of the day, or if you are experiencing something bad, or you just had a bad day after your shift, so you can listen to it. Yeah.
And so, is there any message you want to send to the people who are viewing you today or listening to you as well on all the podcast platforms?
Oh, well, thank you for supporting me. And also, this doesn't just go to me because I don't work alone here. So I have Josh also to extend his thanks to everyone who have supported us here in the Philippines and also in the other countries. In the in There's still something good left, and I hope you can support the second single, which is entitled "Who Is the Prey." So because I really think there is a very important message there for those um who have been victims of domestic abuse. And I just wanted to say that domestic abuse doesn't just occur in a partnership. It also happens in the family and also with friends. So that's it. That's the main gist of the song. So listen to it, and I hope you can support us all the way until the EP. There,
Absolutely,
the EP.
absolutely, absolutely, and definitely, and obviously so you will be able to on the YouTube channel, you will be able to actually you will be able to view the music on, like you said, on Spotify and all good online music. And as music is available on there, so you can check it out too. Do check it out from there. And it has a great messages on there. Thank you very much, Anna, and for joining
Thank
us,
you.
coming on the obviously on the channel, on the people can listen to you on the podcast by downloading the episodes. And thank you very much for coming. And I'm sure we will bring you on very soon to talk about when you release your album. I'm sure
Yeah, thank you so
we can
much, Raj.
bring you back on definitely very soon regarding that.
Mm.
Thank you very much for coming on, and hope you enjoyed the rest of the day. And guys, and like I said, this is available on the channel and all the good Apple podcasts and all the podcast platforms. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you so much also. Have a good day.